As you can see, it's another lovely day in the UK. 7 degrees. Oh, I'm off to the GP. Casey Neistat has quit daily vlogging and the internet goes insane. Anybody think he's just planned on, I don't know, quitting living or something? At the end of the day, he's gave his reasons. He's, which I can understand. He's kind of, he had a goal. He's reached that goal. He's now got another goal, which he wants to reach. That's just kind of the gist of it at the end of the day. That's it, you know, in the nutshell. I'm struggling to breathe today. I really am. Oh, God. The joys of being asthmatic and living in the UK. So, I want to tell you a little story, which actually started in 1999. In fact, it was the 1st of January 1999. The day I woke up with the worst hangover in the world, even though I had no alcohol to drink at all. What I didn't know was 4 days later, that headache would land me in ITU as intensive care, or intensive therapy, however you want to look at it, with meningococcal septicemia, that being meningitis and blood poisoning. Now, I think it was 4. Technically, I shouldn't have been alive. So it was the 4th I went into ITU. So actually, 4th is 6th. My immediate family was told to actually expect me kind of to be dead by the 6th, which is the Wednesday. Which is pretty good. But I swear, the mattress that I had on my bed, I had one of these air mattresses, was enough to keep anybody awake. It kept me awake, drove me insane. Scared the ITU nurse half to death when he came in. And I was like, get me off this godforsaken mattress, because I can't sleep. The thing that got me was, there was actually 3 people that came to see me during my time in ITU before I was moved to the wards, and even then not many people came to see me, especially people I called my friends. You see, the 3 people that visited me while I was in hospital was my girlfriend at the time, my sister, and a friend who, as soon as they came into money, whoever their parents came into money, ditched me like a sack of hot coal. It's just really strange, but that's people for you. People have their own priorities. People live in their own little world. But the thing that kind of resonated to me was, it kind of highlighted the point that I was a complete and utter asshole. You see, up until that point, I didn't care what people thought of me. I didn't care how people viewed me, how people perceived me, that would be a better word. How people perceived me. I really didn't care. But waking up in that ITU bed with just 3 people around me, I was like, whoa, hang on a second. That's strange. You know, and even after coming out of hospital, people are like, where you been? And I was like, I've been in hospital, dying. And I'm like, really? Oh, okay. You know, it kind of highlighted the fact that, you know, I was a big asshole. Or at least that's what I thought. Now, the problem is, 17 years later, actually it'll be 15 years later, in one aspect, but 17 years later, I am still suffering from that bout of meningitis. You see, you can't have a major illness like that and think you can walk away without any lasting side effects, and unfortunately for me, that has been with my chest. You see, as a chronic asthmatic, it's completely screwed my asthma up, something chronic. So here I am again at the GP's, at my GP rather. with another issue of I can't breathe. So I will catch you guys in a second on the return journey. There's a kind of ending to this story, I think. So I'll catch you guys in a bit. The joyous news is I have the flu and my side stands down. As I was saying, I have the flu and another goddamn chest infection. Whoopee-doo. Oh, time to get some steroids and lots of fluid, basically. Oh, I have got, mate. Yeah, I have got. Right, so where was I? So basically I was explaining how I kind of work up at ITU and kind of had the justification that, yeah, I'm an asshole, and that's how I perceived myself from there on onwards. So I kind of did everything I could to change. The problem being there was that I suddenly went from being an asshole to being somebody that tried to please everybody. And that backfired quite drastically as well. Because I worked out that you cannot... What are you doing, woman? Oh, you're going in there. You cannot please everybody. And if you try to, people start taking advantage of you. They really do start taking advantage of you big time. But it wasn't until... he says, hitting his camera. It wasn't until... What year are we at? 2016, 2013, 2015. It wasn't actually until 2015 that I actually found out what the true issue was. And the true issue is that I'm not an asshole. I just have an autistic spectrum disorder. The only problem for me is what's called a higher functioning autistic spectrum disorder. Adding to that, dyslexia and an auditory processing deficit with some ADHD on the side. So it's kind of like having three personalities inside myself, and I have an idea of how to actually explain that one day. I just need to kind of figure out how to do the camera work, but it is a very interesting condition to live with. Now the downside to a lot of this is it affects my communications and it affects how I see and perceive the world. And communication is my biggest weakness. And when I mean communication, I mean actually getting my point across to people, which is one of the reasons why I'm doing the YouTube videos. I'm also joining Toastmasters International in the respect of helping me to become a better communicator, helping me to become a better person to get my point across, get my message across. Because at the end of the day, that was the whole purpose of starting the YouTube channel. My vocabulary IQ, because you can have an IQ, which is obviously everybody knows is intelligence quota. Mine's over 150, but my vocabulary doesn't match that. My vocabulary is only of about 70, so my vocabulary IQ does not match my intellect. I am really kind of, I am clever, although I sometimes dumb myself down for the sake of doing so, because I find it, it causes me more problems than not. Although I was quite proud of myself the other night, because I actually managed to hack my niece's iPad, being an Apple device, to change her parental restriction code because we'd forgotten what it was. I'm quite proud of that. But that's the sort of thing I can do. You see, I'm 43 years old and I was born well before my time, because me and technology go together like, well, a cheese and pickle sandwich goes together. I am an absolute whiz when it comes to technology. I'm an absolute whiz when it comes to anything mechanical technology, or even the human body and the human psyche. The one thing that me and whatever don't go together is body language, facial expressions, and understanding the general population, which is why sometimes I think I'm actually from a completely different planet. Because, yeah, normal people are strange. They are very peculiar. So, the reasons, I suppose, the reason I'm talking about this is because it kind of links in with what Casey was saying, in the respect of that he's reached his goal, he's got to his goal, and he now wants to do something else because he's no longer challenged, which is, you know, this is my reasoning. This is, you know, I'm understanding this from my point of view because I'm exactly how he was when he first started. I want to be challenged, and that's the whole thing. I actually woke up one day and thought, well, hang on a second, you know, I've always wanted to do photography. I've always wanted to do videos. I've always wanted to present. I've always wanted to talk to people and share my knowledge because I have a vast amount of knowledge. I have a vast amount of experience. You know, I'd love to be one of these kind of speakers that go and talks to people and explains that just because somebody says something about you does not have to become your reality, does not have to become your be-all and end-all. You can do anything you want. You know, I'm very much encouraging everybody to follow their dreams, because at the end of the day, you know, on your deathbed, it's not your boss that's going to be there. It's not your job that you've supposedly been loyal to for X amount of years that's going to be there. It's going to be all your dreams and goals that are going to be stood there going, hang on a minute, we could have been so much more better. We could have done so much more. So for everybody to start kind of losing the plot over the fact is that Casey's no longer daily vlogging, it's really strange. You know, you've got to accept that everybody's different and everybody has goals, and their goals might not fit into your goals. They might not fit into your little world. We all live in our own little worlds. We all have our own roadmap of what we classify as success and where we want to go. Now, everybody's is different. Mine's different. Everybody's is different. You know, there's somebody on YouTube at the moment that I'm watching, and I'm got to admit, she's been doing it less. I think she's been doing it, you know, YouTube less than me. She's got certainly a lot less videos than what I've got, and yet she's got more subscribers, and she really is kicking ass. And I've got to say, good on her, but she's probably doing it for different reasons, and she's doing really, really well. And I admire that. It's, you know, it's something to say, wow, you know, I'm impressed. I really am genuinely impressed. Yeah, then I watched somebody else who's a motor vlogger who has gone up the ranks. I think when I first started watching him, he had less than 100,000 subscribers. Now he's got more than 100,000 subscribers. He's got quite a lot, actually. I think he's got over 500,000 subscribers. And I think he's turned into a complete asshole. And the success has changed him drastically to the point where I can't watch him anymore because of that. You know, do I have a moral to the story? Probably somewhere in my general thinking, and this is what I mean by the fact is that I struggle to get my point across because I waffle so much and go off on a tangent and God knows what else. But I suppose if you can accept the fact is that everybody's different. Some people will do stuff, some people won't do stuff. Everybody has their own goals in life. Everybody has their own challenges in life. I think we just need to accept that. I just think we need to say fair dues. Casey's got to the point where he wants to get to. He's happy. He's successful. He now wants to try something else. He wants to try a different course. And I wish him all the success. I will miss his daily vlogs because as a filmographer, I find his vlogs and his editing amazing. I wish I could actually come anywhere as close to his editing skills. But that's the whole purpose of this YouTube channel. That's the whole purpose of growing it slowly. As the fact is, that's what I'm learning. I'm learning all the stuff I need to in order to become more successful. Anyway, guys, I hope you understand my blog. I hope you enjoyed today's blog. Anyway, and I will catch you later. I do apologise if I sound all kind of bleh, because I am all kind of bleh, and it's going to get worse over the next couple of days. So I'll catch you guys later. Cheerio.